In this video, we are learning how to find the distance between 2 points on the coordinate plane, also called XY plane, which is 2D. 2D means two dimension, a flat surface like a piece of paper or whiteboard. We will do two examples, and in one of them, we will solve it graphically. Example 1, here, the first example, what is the distance between 2 points, which is P1 equal 3, 7 and P2 negative 5, 1. We will solve this question in two ways. The first way we will use the distance formula, and the second way we will solve it graphically. First way, using the distance formula. If you have 2 points like here, we have P1 and P2, the distance between them is D equal the square root, long square root, because I will write many things here, x2 minus x1, the whole thing here square, plus y2 minus y1, the whole thing here square. What is x2, x1, y2, y1? x1, which is here, should be, which is 3, y1, which is 7, x2, which is negative 5, y2 equal 1. By plugging the values x1, y1, x2, y2 here, we will get like this, equal. Of course, you can write here x1 minus x2 or here y1 minus y2, because at the end of this bracket, you will square it. So it doesn't matter if x2 minus x1 or x1 minus x2. The same thing. You can write y1 minus y2 instead of y2 minus y1, which is the same as at the end you will square this bracket. So here, long square root here, x2, which is negative 5, minus x1, which is 3, the whole thing here square, plus y2, which is 1, minus y1, which is 7, the whole thing here square, equal the square root here, long square root, negative 5 minus 3, which is negative 8. First, we will write the bracket here like this. So negative 5 minus 3, which is negative 8, plus the bracket here square as this one, 1 minus 7, which is negative 6, equal the square root, negative 8 square, which is 64, which is as negative 8 multiplied by negative 8, which is 64, plus negative 6, the whole thing here square, which is negative 6 multiplied by negative 6, which is 36. Now, equal the square root, long square root, 64 plus 36, which is 100. The square root of 100, which is 10. So the answer is 10 units. So the distance between P1 and P2 is 10. Now, let's solve it graphically. Graphically, the same question here. What is the distance between P1 and P2? The same coordinates here we have. Here we have XY plane, or called it coordinate plane. First, we will plot these 2 points on this coordinates. Here, 3, 7. 3, then 7, which is here. Here, this one is P1. P1. The second point is negative 5, 1. On the left, negative 5, then up 1, which is here, which is P2. This P2. Visually, the distance between these 2 points is the length of the line segment connecting these 2 points. Like this, if you connect this point with this point, or of course you can draw P1 to P2, the same, P1 to P2 or P2 to P1 is the same thing. So this line segment is D, which is the shortest distance between these 2 points. Now, the horizontal change from P2 to P1, or from P1 to P2, which is from 3 to negative 5. I will draw this as dotted horizontal line, like this. I will do it as accurate as I can, so it look like this until 3, until here. until here, which is 3, because we will stop here at P1, which is 3. Here you can see the distance from here to there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the distance here is 8. The vertical change from P1 to P2, or from P2 to P1, which is from 7 to 1 here. So I will change the color. I will draw here this from here to there as a dotted vertical line. And you can see here, it's creating a 90 degrees angle here, 90 degrees angle. So here the change from P1 to P2, which is change from 1 to 7. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So from here to there is 6 units. You can thinking about it as from floor 1 to floor 7, which is 6. The distance between P1 to P2 vertically is 6. So the distance here is 6. So the distance here D, which is from P1 to P2 this side, is the hypotenuse of this right triangle. Now we want to find this D by using the Pythagorean formula, which is D square equal this square plus this square plus this here 6 square. Now we want to find this D. Now let's compute this one. So D here, D square equal 8 square, which is 64, plus 6 square, which is 36. So D square equal 64 plus 36, which is 100. So if we take square root for both sides, like this, and the square root of 100, the square root of D square, which is D, equal the square root of 100, which is 10, as we did up, which is D here equal 10 units from P1 to P2, which is the same our answer as before. And of course, you can find it by another way. And instead of writing D square equal 8 square plus 6 square, you can write D equal immediately. Instead of taking the square root here at the end, you can do it here. The square root of 8 square plus 6 square. Immediately, you will get answer as 10. You can do it like this or like this, which is equivalent this to this. So the distance between P1 to P2, which is 10. Now let's take another example. Example 2, what is the distance between the 2 points, which is P1 equal 1, negative 7, and P2, which is 6, 5. As we know, here this one as x1, and here this one as y1, here this x2, and here y2 as the second points. Now, let's first write the distance formula between these 2 points, which is d equal the square root, long square root like this, x2 minus x1, the whole thing here square, plus y2 minus y1, the whole thing here square. This equal, substitute here x1, y1, x2, y2 here. So here we have the square root. x2, which is 6. So instead of this one, we will write here 6. And instead of x1, we will write here 1. And instead of y2, we will write 5. And instead of y1, we will write here negative 7. So here 6 minus 1, and the whole thing here square, plus 5 minus with negative 7, it will be, it's like 5 plus 7. And the whole thing here square, equal the square root, long square root, 6 minus 1, which is 5, and the whole thing here square, plus 5 plus 7, which is 12, the whole thing here square, equal the square root, 5 square, which is 25, plus 12 square, which is like this, 12 multiplied by 12, 2 multiplied by 2, which is 4, 2 multiplied by 1, which is 2. Here we write 0, 1 multiplied by 2, which is 2, 1 multiplied by 1, which is 1. Now adding this, 4 plus 0, which is 4, 2 plus 2, which is 4, 1 here. I will write it here. So 144. So 12 square, which is 12 multiplied by 12, which is 144. Let's delete this. So here 144 equal the square root 25 plus 144, which is 169. The square root of 169, which is 13. So the distance between these 2 points is 13 units. That's it. Now you know how to find the distance between 2 points in the coordinate plane 2D using the distance formula like this, and graphically based on the Pythagorean theorem by forming a right triangle. In the future video, we'll extend this to 3D, where points can also float in space. I hope this video made distance between 2 points in 2D simple and easy to understand. If you found this helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more math videos. And feel free to comment below with your questions or suggestions about this video. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.